Hey, everybody, intro. Good morning, everyone. Tonia Reeves, Australia's Cowgirl Medium, here with the amazing Tony Kiss from
Good morning.
Human Resource Shop in Sydney.
Sydney.
How are you, Tony?
Yeah. Very, very good. Very good. It's starting to get cold, which is great. And you know what? I'm just looking at myself now, Tanya, because it's what we do. But I love how I've got this old school technology of I think these were the headphones that I would have had with my last iPhone, which would have been like an iPhone 5 or something like that. It's like it's the only thing I've held on to. But I've got, you know what? Can I just say I'm a Samsung person now, Tanya? I don't know. What's your phone at the moment? What do you go with?
iPhone all the way.
Oh, really? Yeah. See, hey,
My is Samsung. He's the same as you.
yeah. Look, I just think, going with Apple is like joining a religion that you can never get out of. And the problem is that your friends, your circle of friends, must all have iPhones, so you can communicate to each other more effectively. So I decided not to join the cult. I bailed. I was with the cult. Don't get me wrong, but I've bailed. Hey, here we got Lorinda on this morning. Good morning, Lorinda. Karen, Jen, hello. What's this? Who is this ringing you have? Oh, Jen, you and your. I know. My apologies. I haven't been here for 2 weeks. I did have what was it last week? I had to go into the hospital. It sounds more dramatic than what it is, but that's basically where the imaging center was. I had to get. Have you ever had, Tonya? You freaked me out too. Where I've gone for a nuclear medicine imaging scan, and you're like, and your first question was, "What have you got cancer?" And the worst thing was.
Listen, is it to do with your thyroid?
Same thing, mate. Like I'm dying here. I've got like Tanya's going. So what I'm reading in between the lines, Tanya, is like, should I get a replacement for you? Because if you're going to die soon, like, mate, we've got you covered. There's a whole lot of people that are lined up. Miss you guys as well, Jen. Always good to see you guys. Hey, Kathy, good to see you. Really good to see you. So look, we're just doing a quick catch up and then cut a long story short. The reason why I got a nuclear medicine image was because of my hip replacement. So I just had a few aches and pains that I had to get cleared up, and I just had a precursor to a fracture within the bone itself. A little bit self-inflicted from snowboarding, but hey, that's cool. That's where it's at. But let's catch up with you guys. It's been 2 weeks since I haven't been here. My apologies. Life got crazy. The week before that, I had something else on. God knows what. Wasn't important. But Tonya, what's been happening in your life? A lot of things. And everybody else, I'd love to get a shout out and let's reconnect and see where everybody's at. Where is the universe? Or what has the universe thrown at us? And Tonya Reeves is frozen. I believe she's frozen. Looks like she's thrown. Or have I frozen and Tonya hasn't? Nick's on board. G'day, Nick. How are you? Good to see you on board. Let's just check. No, my internet's pretty good. I think Tonya's frozen, but that's okay. Let's just keep on rolling on. Nick, what's been happening in your world? Kathy, what's been happening over in the States? Yeah, ouch, bit of pain snowboarding in Japan. Suck it up. Exactly. I know. Absolutely. Look, it is quite interesting. Gay's on board as well. Good to see you as well. Look, it was great whilst I was there. I think Tonya's dropped out for a little while, but look, let's have I'll be really interested to see what's been going on. I'm going to share a little bit with what I've been going through this week. I actually decided to sign up for a meditation and mindfulness course that goes for 8 weeks here in Sydney. And it was quite interesting with what happened was, and I thought, you know what? I don't know about you guys. You tell me if you guys go through this. I've just noticed, and it's really, really embarrassing. I've just noticed the older that I'm getting, I'm almost becoming a grumpy old man. Like I'm getting grumpier, and I'm thinking that's just not who I am. And we can attribute it to increased stress and things like that. But still, there is still a way. And I found anxiety levels get a little bit increased with the older that I've been getting. Like which has been, I'm just starting to worry about things a little bit more. I don't know if you guys are going through that. If you're going through that, just help me out here, or let's help each other out. But it's quite an interesting one. to go through. Oh, Lloyd's going back for a procedure tomorrow. Okay, that's good luck with that. How's that all going with that, Kathy? I'd be really, really interested. It is, yeah. And Monica, it's cold. It's getting cold where we are in Sydney. It's just this week. And Monica, you would have seen that photo that I posted this morning. That was at around about 6 a.m. I took that, or just around about there. We went for a swim down at Bronte Beach here in Sydney, which is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So, and we're about to head to Melbourne this weekend, which the temperatures dropped down to 11 degrees, I believe, you Melbourneites. Crazy as. So let's have a look. Katrina's on board. Hey, good to have you. Hey, Tonia's back. Stress, pain, and other people's energies. Yeah, I don't know, Jen. That's a good point. I don't know. I'm not too sure. Maybe it's just me. Oh, geez. Here you go.
That sounds like a Frozen.
I've got to take this one. Hello.
Hey, Kathy, I'm so glad that Lloyd hasn't gone in yet.
How are you?
I'm happy to hear that we are, that he's going in tomorrow, so we can send cool energy.
Yeah.
Would be
no. See, bye.
Great. He's got good weather in the Midwest. Yay! Hey, Monica, I'm back. And Nick. Hey, Nick. Hey, everybody. Lloyd's going in for his back procedure tomorrow. I was unsure whether he'd just gone for it or was about to go for it. I knew that. So we were sending Lloyd a lot of healing last week.
Oh, is that what's happened? Yeah. So, sorry, I haven't been up to speed. My apologies. So
Lloyd's going in tomorrow. Katrina's been in for surgery. Lorinda's been in for surgery. So a lot of people have been in to get, procedures done and a lot of health stuff going on this first part of the year for many, to be honest. So not their own there.
Yeah, wow, that is a lot. Let me get up to date here. Let me just consume all of this. This is not easy to do. I'm just reading as you're chatting. Linda,
yep.
I'm 2 weeks post surgery.
Sorry.
What did Lorinda get? What did Lorinda get done? She's 2 weeks post surgery. What did she have done?
Was it her gallbladder?
I remember
gallbladder, appendix. Maybe it was appendix.
Yep.
Lorinda, refresh. I get those two confused. So, and Gay's put in here catch up in Melbourne. Where are you going in Melbourne, Tony?
We're flying, Gay. Unfortunately, we'll be in the CBD. We had this thing, but that would have been good. That would have been really good. But even Gay says she understands what we're going through. Katrina, your mother-in-law passed away 2 days ago. I'm really sorry to hear that. That's a tough one. Yeah, my condolences on that one. That's whether even if it's expected or not expected, it's still tough. So yeah, my thoughts are with you and your family. That's a tough one.
We've got everyone's jumping in with Lorinda had keyhole to remove an appendix and a massive amount of adhesion. So she should be feeling better because she's been in pain for a long time.
Yeah, hopefully that as you said, you're pain-free now, which is fantastic. Hopefully it stays like that as well.
Gay's had 2 trips to the hospital over the last month. Hart decided to do a flip out and torn ligaments in her back, shoulder, and elbow. Finally on the mend.
Wow, that's tough.
That is tough, Gay. My goodness.
Okay, when you say I'm no medical expert here, and Tonia, you might be. Hart decided to do a flip out. Did you have a heart attack, Gay? Like, is this what we're talking about? Because, look, that would make sense. I totally get it. But you got torn ligaments in your back shoulder. Geez, you've been through a fair bit there. Really have. I hope you're healing well. I hope you're looking after yourself.
Monica's like, what are you guys getting up to? So much happening.
Monica, I hear you, man. My head's just gone like, whoa, missed out on 2 weeks. Never again, man. I'm struggling here.
I know, Tony. Yeah, that's right. We've missed you, you see. So it's like all this stuff's been happening, and we haven't had our Tony to guide us through this. Hey,
Yeah,
Moni.
okay.
Yeah. Wow, we've got everyone on today. It's exciting. And Bridget. Hey, Bridget. But yeah, so Gay's put in a word yes. So heart stuff happening for Gay.
Hello. Yeah, hi, it's Tony again. You're asking if all is coming in today?
Gay, it's
You there?
a sign that you needed to do some work to,
No,
prior
you
to
put the right number. All is my partner.
What was I going to say?
Yeah,
letting all of this go
so
before you
she's
can
in at
move
2.
the house.
Is there any way she can get in earlier than 2, or is 2 the earliest she can get in?
So yeah.
That's okay. Yep, that's not a
See,
problem. All right, we'll see you 2. Bye.
Patty's put in here too. Had blood pressure problems earlier this year. I don't think your earphones aren't working, Tony.
Sorry, what happened?
Your earphone. You can still hear with your earphones off or on.
Yeah, of course, because the microphone's here. Let's get on
I
to.
didn't know whether you thought we couldn't hear what you were saying.
No, it's basically we're booked in for the dentist, right? And then so that's the dentist just confirming our appointment today. And I'm thinking, I don't want to not answer it because then she's thinking, oh shit, they're not going to come in. And it's the worst feeling in the world. You know what it's like, Tonya, having, clients cancel this, that, the other. So I just thought, oh no, I'll just quickly say yes. That's what I did. We're back to you guys.
I don't get texts these days.
Yeah, look, they do text you, but I just go, yeah, okay, I've got my reminder and that's it. Avishka's back. Thank you, Avishka. Good to be back. Good to see you guys all. Kathy, did you cover the Kathy one who had high blood pressure earlier this year? 2023 has been rough for so many. Have we covered that?
I haven't covered that one. I might have mentioned it, but not covered it. So
sorry.
High blood pressure problems early this year, and 2023 has been rough so far for many. Yeah, especially when it comes to health stuff. It has been a lot of health stuff for many people, or if people are hanging off getting things fixed or done, sort of been brought to the attention that work needs to be done around it.
What do you think that is?
I just think energetically, remember this year's all about us. So we need to do our personal healing and look at, what affects our physical body, because that's part of, I suppose, working on ourselves. And if our physical body's not right, then ultimately we're not right. So we need to get some clarity around, that if we've got stuff going on that we're not addressing.
Okay. Yep, that makes sense. I mean, like, look, it's been great for us. We've been flat out in the clinic. So, I mean, we are absolutely overbooked at the moment. A lot of people coming, but see, ours is different. We only see clients that are injured or anything like that. So it's hard to see what's happening on the outside. What do you know what I mean? It's like, as a hairdresser, you'd be going, oh, everybody's getting their hair done. Well, yeah, because everybody that comes in is getting their hair done, right? So it's interesting that you say that. It's interesting to get that gauge as well. Monica says here, she goes, so I started a yoga course. At the start of the year, I've been convinced to do a teacher training. Ooh. What we go might bring sound and yoga together in the future. Do you do yoga, Tony? Might make you feel better. Yoga, no, not really. I have done it in the past. Thank you for that, though, Monica. Absolutely. I was just saying to the crew that I've done started a mindfulness and meditation course, an 8-week course up here in Sydney. And it was basically, I just said, Tonya, I feel like I'm becoming a grumpy old man.
You're allowed to.
And I was just like, shit, this is not me. And then so Monica's come in. Look, what I'm starting to do, Monica, it's a good point that you bring in, actually. I've started to introduce a more daily routine of exercise. So that might be Pilates, yoga, or swimming or cycling or something like that. And I find that helps as well. Absolutely. But I like, Monica, where you're going with this, that you've been convinced to do the teacher training, which is, wow, it's really cool that, somebody's seen something in you where you go, hey, you should be doing this. So congratulations with that. And, bringing the sound and yoga together. Why not? I mean, like, it sounds like could it go hand in hand, Tonya?
Yeah, I think brilliantly. I think fantastic, Monica. and doing the teacher training as well, so you can train others. How fantastic! What a great
Absolutely. And
skill to
you know
have.
yourself, Tonya, like when you start teaching stuff, say let's say if it's around spirituality, and tuning into, let's say, your true self, and connecting with spirit and all that kind of stuff. When you teach others, you're actually teaching yourself again, almost, if that makes sense.
You are. You're getting even more clarity around things.
Yep.
And Jen's put in here, she's she was suggested about ADHD for herself, and so she's going to get tested. I think it's amazing as adults to have that, and it gives you an understanding of the why we do the things that we do. And I know myself, sometimes I look at some of the listed things for ADHD and I'm like, that could be me easily.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
there's a lot of aspects of I can't sit still for too long and get bored. I'm like having to do something or move or
I know, and not to make light of it, but we went and saw a comedian the other day, Ed Byrne, an Irish fellow, very, very funny. We've got the Sydney Comedy Festival happening at the moment, and he goes, I went to the doctor the other day, and I go, I got diagnosed with ADHD, and he goes, perfect. It's what every comedian wants. It's like it helps him write material. Look, realistically, so Jen, not going in the way of the psychologist as she asked us. Okay, so look, I think with ADHD and any mental health diagnosis, is the question is how much of it is impacting your life. So Tonya, you said yourself, you've got elements. I've got elements. I know I've got elements of ADHD, OCD. There's a whole list that I can go on with. But the thing is, how much does it impact your life? How much does it impact your personal life and your relationship with yourself? And I think we've got to, instead of digging down too deep, just go a little bit above and go, am I still able to function okay? Am I okay to make the right decisions? Do I sometimes make wrong decisions? Well, that's being a human being. Does my attention get deflected because I'm bored and there's just not enough stimuli there, which is fair enough as well. Because, if it's just boring, but if it's something where you need to focus on, so let's say, for example, that you're cooking at home and you've got the hot plate on and you got the saucepan there and it's hot and you got to be careful and you've got to cook something and it takes a matter of, let's say, 2 or 3 minutes before it burns. And what happens is that your attention gets diverted somehow to, let's say, the telly or the radio, or whatever, and you forget all about the fry pan, right? And things burn and things catch on fire. Then we're talking about that means your attention's been diverted way too easily for something that mattered. So that's what you've got to have a look at, is what is it? Also take into consideration whether you're tired, whether you're stressed out, and things like that. And that might hinder your focus or your perception on life at the moment as well. So they're just a few little things to consider. But just know that, and if you go in there and they can help you, I've got a few friends, clients that are on the ADHD medication and they say it works really well for them. So there's that aspect of it as well. Just, yeah.
Interesting, isn't it? Like, yeah, but I think that's a great share, Tony, because sometimes we can delve too deep into finding things, or sometimes it's about having an understanding. Once we understand why we do something, we might not even need medication. We just understand that it's okay to be how we are. Yeah. Monique's put in here, 2023 has been super positive for her. So many changes I initiated in 2022 have released me both energetically and created new pathways. So that's exciting, Monique. So there's, and that's because you did that work last year. So I think kudos to you to, stepping into it rather than, as humans, we sometimes tend to get these signs we need to do things, but we push it back and we don't do it. And that then delays things falling into place. So I think that's great that you've, you set that up last year. So well done. So what I wanted to share with that one. Vichka's also asked, how's everyone? Eclipse season plus Mercury retrograde with the full moon on Friday. It's all about you, what needs changing to make you happier and healthier and have more peace in your life.
Sounds like a universal orgy.
I love this. Well,
Eclipse season plus Mercury retrograde with a full moon. It's like, shit, we're all happening now, kids. Like, buckle in.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, I like it though. I like it. We've been saying this all year. We've been banging this drum all year, haven't we, Avichka and Tonia and everybody else? It's make the change that you want to see within yourself, and that's what's going to happen. It's going to be supported. So, absolutely. Gay comes in here and she says, many of us have aspects of ADHD in our personalities. Gay, you're 100%. And Tonia, you were saying this as well, right? You can see it. I can say. The only reason we can see it now is because now ADHD is being put under a spotlight, and they're talking about all the signs and symptoms. And I remember, Tonia, we had this chat ages ago when I was a young person with dark hair. When I was at university, there was this, we went through, it was called mental illness in psychology at university, and they described all the mental health or mental illnesses to us, and they prescribed all the symptoms, signs and symptoms. And the lecturers used to make us close our eyes and they go, who actually has it where they're not sure if they've made the right decision. If sometimes they get bored, they look the other way. And they had all these lists and everything. They go, just put up your hand. And then we would put up our hand and they go, okay, if we were a psychologist and you admitted to all of that, you'd be prescribed with ADHD or OCD or bipolar or whatever it may be. So, Gay, you're absolutely right. Many of us have aspects of ADHD in our personality. It's just one of those things, and that's cool. It's just knowing that, and that's okay.
Absolutely. And Jen's putting here, ADHD is linked to weight as it lowers dopamine and serotonin, sending people reaching out for carbs and sugary foods. That's interesting. And comfort eating.
It's an interesting one. Yeah, I've seen it from that point. That's an interesting one, Jen. That's really interesting.
Absolutely. No, and I think that this is a year about looking at what it is that lights us up and what gets us firing on all cylinders, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And to do that work by looking within is a really powerful way then to be able to put your attention on what it is you want to bring in.
Yep, nice. Lorinda's got one here. She goes, I'm getting assessed for ADHD. Also, can't sit still, which makes it difficult while recovering from surgery. I could just imagine, Lorinda, you're just going, you're saying that with a tear and you're like, I can't do anything. I'm just recovering. This is killing me. I feel for you, Lorinda. That's a tough one, isn't it, Tonia? That's
absolutely. Yeah. It's hard enough for recovering, let alone when you can't, you struggle to be still. That makes it even harder.
Yep, absolutely. Do you know what? What would be a good one? Tell me if I'm wrong, Tonia. You can download this on an app somewhere or a podcast where you do that meditation, that the body scan one, where they go and take your attention to your toes and feel your toes and feel the heat, and then you move all the way. That meditation. A lot of you guys will be familiar with that. Lorinda, if you ever get one of them, it's a good 45 minutes and your mind will be entertained because it will take you all over your body and do whatever. And then at least you're entertained a little bit, and then you can tune into what's happening with the body.
So yeah, there's a lot of it's a lot bringing up stuff. Yeah, Lorinda's saying I'm going crazy even sitting here with you guys. I'm drawing Mickey Mouse.
Look, it's not good. But she says here it's been affecting my work. Yeah, Lorinda, I feel for you if it's affecting your work as well. Just have a look at your workload as well. Make sure you haven't had a huge workload where you're a little bit burnt out. That could be the other thing as well. Yeah, but I feel for you. That's really, really tough.
And Gay's put in here one. There's a Facebook page she started following when her daughter Kate was diagnosed, and it was like a slap in the face. Never been diagnosed, but could see myself in there too.
Yeah.
I think that'd be the case for a lot of mums that maybe have children with the ADHD diagnosis.
Yeah. Because what's your experience with it, Ton? I mean, like, you've had a lot of clients and a lot of people in your life come through with this kind of stuff.
There's so many, ADHD, like you said, Tony, is a bit under the spotlight now, but there's certainly many other, I suppose, things that people are diagnosed with, as well as that. And it is interesting to see how we handle that. Or for a lot of people, they'll go and get the diagnosis and not really do anything about it necessarily. Like they don't want to go and get medication, but they want to be able to identify where their personal traits and habits and things are, so that they can then go, well, okay, I'll move forward with that and have an understanding of self. And I think that's a powerful tool.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some really good comments in here, guys. I really appreciate them. They're really, really good. I wish you'd like Monica Smith. You've got a great one here. We took a deep dive into NLP, which is a really cool thing to do as well. I'd be interested to see what your experiences are with that. And Avichka puts in and this really throws in a curveball a little bit before Tonia. It's an interesting one. She goes, sometimes there is comfort in labeling our behaviors with a diagnosis to help understand more about yourselves. But we are discovering how complex we are as humans.
Very much so, isn't it?
Yeah, it really, Avishka, it's so insightful, isn't it? What she's sharing here, because sometimes you just want to know why, in your own perception, that you're not functioning normally. Like whatever normal is, you're the one who's setting the parameters for that. And then sometimes if we can label it, then we've got a reason why we actually behave or react the way that we do, which is cool. I do that because I have this or I have that. And I totally get that. As long as I this is such a deep area that we could go into with what Avichka's got, because it has so many tangents here, and it's not to offend anybody or anything like that. But I understand what she's saying here. Like, do you get what she's saying here, Tom? Like in this sense?
Yeah. Yes. Absolutely.
I think it's okay to have the labeling as long as you don't have that to identify who you actually truly are.
Mm-hmm. Agree, 100%, Tony.
Yeah, and that's a conversation that I'd most probably have with a few people as a one-on-one instead of a group, because I don't want to. It's so deep and it's so subjective. Is that a fair enough way to put it?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And you're not saying that that's everyone's reality, but there might be some that get a lot out of that conversation. Yeah. I can see what. Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate what Avichka's brought up. I really do. I think it's a really cool point. Thank you for that.
Monique's got a good one here too, which I think is, this is an example of the value of being diagnosed. Is from a work perspective, I had a colleague let the team know she has ADHD. I had a work colleague let the team know, she has ADHD, and then shared how we as a team could work effectively with her. It helps so much to understand her and her working style. So that is great, isn't it? That's being able to say, hey, I have this, so this explains maybe, jumping things or not focusing as well or all the rest of it. Instead
100%.
of some people are like, oh, you're just lazy because they just can't get stuff done, or, but when you have an understanding, it's a bit like anything, isn't it? Like if you look at somebody and make an assumption, and then you get told that they have, there's a reason behind their behavior, all of a sudden we change our perspective. We go,
absolutely.
They're not rude. Say, example, if somebody had Tourette's, that people's initial thing would be, oh my God, how rude. Like, gee, that's
funny.
Yeah, exactly. And once you understand it, it's like, oh, okay, we change. Or in that split second, we've just suddenly changed to be understanding. So
exactly, Monica, I love what Monique, sorry, I love what you've shared here as well, Tonia. What you're saying is just going, hey, this is what I've got. This is how I work best. I really like that, because now you've allowed people to come on and understand you a little bit better, and that's a really powerful thing to do. Like people here at work know that I'm really good at dealing with one thing at a time. And if I'm doing that one thing, I've got to finish that one thing. And I'll have to have a break when I go, okay, what else do you want? Because I get bombarded left, right, and center, do this from all these people. And I'm going, hold on a second, let me just do this, because I need to focus on this for a minute, and then I can switch. Because it's just that nothing gets done then. But it's the same with Monique. She's going, hold on a second, just understand, when I'm working, I've got A, B, and C. that's going to work. That's not going to work. But for that to work, I need this to happen, which is so cool. I love it. I'm so happy for you, Monique. That is, yep, beautiful. Great bit of a good share, actually.
No, it is. It's amazing. Some great shares here. I'm like going back. Let me see. Jen was saying how Access Bars has helped her so much with her own ADHD, and how a friend went for a full assessment and put a video up on it. And Jen saying it described her to a T. And it also helps understand if you are like that, and a bit like Lorinda, and then your children are like that, it helps us hold space for them when we have that understanding.
Tonia, you just bring up a really good holding space for somebody, you know, and you know this better than anyone, and we all do. We're all really switched on this feed here. It's absolutely amazing to hold space. Which you're saying is just have no judgment. Just that's cool. That's how you roll. That's exactly how you're perceiving the world, and that's fine. Yeah, and if it's a bit detrimental to themselves, you go, okay, well, cool. I can see how you think. As long as if that's working all right for you, then stay with it. But if it's not, let me know and we can look at it another way. But it's just holding that space. I love it. Hey, Rachel, how are you? Good to see you.
Yeah. Hey, Rachel, no house sale yet. Oh, dearie me. We need a house sale.
Rachel, weren't the predictions mid this year now?
Oh, I don't know. We need to go back on that. Rachel, what was some of the? I'm trying to remember. Was it June or July? Was there someone?
I think there was a few punters that went on with June, July. That was their prediction, Rach.
Monica's a good one here. I hate labels because if you look at things from the outside, people experience lots of different behaviors. I've had someone say I'm a narcissist. However, I grew up in a house where both my parents have those traits. So am I a narcissist, or is it learnt behavior from how I have experienced the start of my life? As an observer, I see different things, but I have been told what you see in others you have within yourself. I don't always agree. So yeah,
wait, but you've only had somebody say, you've only had one person, Monica. So my question is everybody saying that you're a narcissist, or is one person accused you of being a narcissist? Now there's a difference, because one person's perception is not a valid call. It's just go, okay, well, that's one person's perception because they didn't get whatever they wanted or whatever it is. So yeah, so have a look at that. That's an interesting question to ask yourself. I like it. Yep.
And you could ask a few people, you know, if you've got friends or people that you hold in high regard, sometimes it's good to say, hey, this person said this, you know, what do you think? And then that way you get an honest, you know, opinion of that, because like Tony said, that one person isn't necessarily everybody.
I know. Do you know what, Monica? I'm going to share something with you. I'll share something with you all about the importance of doing this. I don't know if I told you the experience where Orla and I were having lunch. We were about to have lunch, and basically we were going back to the clinic, and we bought a barbecue chicken from the day before from Woolies. And then I had a look at it in the morning, and it was just dried out and a little bit stringy. And as we were going back to the clinic, I went, oh, I'm going to go grab another chicken from wherever. And she goes, no, but we got heaps in the fridge. Like, why would you? I go, oh, but it's yesterday's and it was stringy and that. She goes, oh, sorry, princess. And so she, right? All right, just check this out. And I go, princess. And then she started bringing up other examples where I had princess-like syndrome. And then, so Monica, this is going back to you, mate. Don't you worry. This is full circle. And then so I've asked my mate Nick. I go, Orla said like I have like princess syndrome. He goes, oh yeah, bloody oath you do. He goes, mate, I get nervous about if this bar's good enough for you, if the food's good. Like, and I go, why would you say that?
I love it. It's the Virgo in you.
And then I went to a few others because those two opinions I didn't want to accept. And by the time I got to the fifth person that confirmed that I had princess syndrome, Monica, what I learnt was screw those 5 people. And yes, I have princess syndrome. Do I want to change it? No, I don't. No, I can't change it. All right.
You
So,
refuse to. That you wouldn't be you without that, Tony. You know.
but I hate the idea that others can see it.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah,
You're
so I always
holding
ask for
space
you.
for your princesses out there.
I remember I even saw the acupuncturist that afternoon, and she goes, "Oh, what would you like?" And I go, "Can you get rid of my princess syndrome?" She pissed herself laughing. She goes, "It's so true."
I reckon that's the hardest, because you think you're waiting for everyone to validate and go, "No, that's not you."
Yes.
You're all going, "Yes."
Like if I was a gambling person, I'd be putting money on that bar. Go, "Oh no, he's not a princess. He's not a princess." Look, I'm just saying, it's not that I like the finer things in life. I just need things to be right. What we're saying is, Monica, we hear you. I feel you. Just ask a few others, okay? And then make the changes if you have to.
That's right. If you choose to. Or you could be like Tony and just choose to embrace the shit out of that and go, you know what?
Yeah. Look, put it this way. I've been put in charge of organizing a lot of the shit for the wedding, and I can see why. Because it's got
I love it. I love it.
Let's get back onto you guys. You guys are fantastic, seriously. Peter is on board. Hey, Pete, how are you? Good to see you on board, mate.
I haven't seen Pete for ages. Monique has embrace that inner princess. I love it.
Inner. It's inner and outer, Monica. Let me just say that. But thank you. I will.
That is funny. Deb's had her operation, so she had surgery. Was it the sleeve put in? I believe Deb had.
That's right, Deb.
Pretty major op. So glad that you've had it done and you're out the other side, Deb, ready to live your best life. I'm excited for you.
Yep, well done. Good. We've got your back. We'll support you through this, Deb. You let us know what we can do and definitely come through for you. So that's amazing. Well done, Deb. Really happy that it all went well, successful and everything like that.
I love Kathy's comment. I love it, Kathy. I dated a Virgo. They are often picky, but I think that's called discriminating.
Yeah, look.
They're good nitpickers. You're right, Kathy. You're right. We might not be able to technically say that, but yeah.
But do you know what, Kathy? Tonia, I'm getting defensive, aren't I?
Hey, I'm Virgo rise. My moon is in Virgo, so yeah, I've got that bit of Virgo trait too. So I get it.
I'm going to do the opposite. I'm working really hard on this. Okay, I'm going to do the opposite of what I really, really want to say with Kathy's comment. Okay, you know what, Kathy, you're absolutely right. They are often picky. I agree. It's discriminating. Every fiber of my body's fighting me right now to say.
Because Virgo's all about perception as well. Virgo's very much about how you're perceived. So that's an interesting. So you've got that princess, but how you're perceived, and is princess good? Because if you look at princess and go, it's great, awesome, your Virgo mind will go, I love it. But if you look at it and go, it's negative, the Virgo mind goes, no, I want to hide that in the cupboard.
Well, it cost me another $12 to go get another barbecue chicken that day, didn't it? When we had some in the fridge. So it's quite expensive to have princess traits.
That's right, exactly. So no one can say you're a tight-ass Hungarian with a princess syndrome.
No, it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. I'm sorry. Pete's been slaving away in the studio for the boss. Oh, tell me. This is
doing some work for Kylie.
Are you doing tattooing, Pete? That's I like that. What has been happening in your world, Pete? I know your studies have been going well.
I reckon. Yeah, fill us in, Pete. What have you been up to? No more courts on a Thursday. That sounds pretty good.
Oh, that's
Deb was put in here the sleeve now on fluids for 2 weeks. Wow, that's pretty big, Deb.
Yep.
That would be a hard one, I'd imagine. Easier said than done. I love Jack Murphy. Jack's put in, if we didn't have princesses, the world would be so I agree. So boring, wouldn't it, Jack?
Do you know what? Because Jack Murphy Murdoch, things need to look pretty, don't they? I agree with that. And yeah, look, some people say that I'm absolutely, what's the word? What's the word that you can say that's not anal? That, like with things, like I need things so particular. But the problem is, Jack Murphy Murdoch, when you do deliver on the project and it comes out stunning and spectacular, people go, "Oh my God, that looks like," and they go, "Yeah, because I use my superpower of princess trait to get that shit exactly how I wanted it," and that's where we are today. Jack Murphy Murdoch, thank you so much. You have absolutely nailed it. We need princesses in this world because it just
Absolutely. The attention to detail with a Virgo, like you can't get better. Virgo's
meticulous.
attention
That's a
to
good word.
detail. Yeah, exactly,
Thanks,
Rach.
Rachel.
Meticulous. Love it. So you need that person. Like there's definitely traits there where we need that Virgo to go, that's how it is.
Yep. And
Love it.
sometimes to be disapproving, as Kathy
Yes.
said before, like, oh, really? Like,
On the little things. Because we do need to nitpick sometimes and go, that's not good enough or that's not going to work.
operative word there is sometimes. I don't have sometimes. I struggle with that.
It's the volume switch, Tony. It's like you got to amp it up or amp it back down a bit.
I know it's terrible. That's why I'm doing this mindfulness course.
Mindfulness
Tough,
or
guys, it's tough.
self-awareness?
It's mindfulness, but is it the same thing? I don't know. Hey, but Deborah goes in on a flip side. She goes, then on the mash for 2 weeks, then on normal food. Alex is good help for me. He's lost 89 kilos. That is amazing. That is absolutely amazing. That Deb, you have got such good support in regards to that. And that's what you need, a role model that's done it before. And then, you know what, we'll get you through some of the things where, you might relapse or do whatever. And you'll just have, Alex around, say, hey, hold on a second, let's get you back on track again. Let's do this and that.
Yeah.
And that's, I'm really so happy for you, Deborah. Really. And it just goes to show, Tonia, doesn't it, that when you put yourself up for a challenge or something like that, it's really good to have other people to support you. You can have as much mental strengthness as you want or emotional, but you really need others to help you, don't you reckon?
I agree. And so you can't beat someone that's done it.
No. No.
That's been there, so they can relate and know what you're feeling.
Yep, absolutely. I'm really, really excited for you.
No, that's so cool. Monica's put in here a turtleneck T-shirt, ?
Is that for me?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Don't
could be.
know.
Look, it's a it's a vest.
Oh, you've got a vest on. I think it must be cold up. Like it was a little bit cooler down here today too. So,
yep.
Love it. So, Rach, we need to get your house sold so you're ready to move into your rental and you're all moved forward with this. So, she has changed real estates. And Gay, I think maybe you need to follow suit. Time for a new real estate agent if they're not bringing people through.
Yep, absolutely. Deb, I love this one, Deborah. This one's great. I like this is a good problem to have. I love it. Now I have to save money to buy new clothes. Absolutely. How exciting is that?
That is exciting.
Isn't that so cool?
Move all those old clothes
out. Yep. Absolutely. That's just such a powerful thing to do, though, isn't it, Tonia? Though that, you know what, it just really goes. Yep. Now I have to go buy new clothes. This is so cool. Throw away the old stuff and in with the new. Yep.
And can I say, Rachel, too, and I've had this conversation a lot with people at the moment with doing readings and one-on-ones, is there's a lot of, we've been through that phase where everything's sold like that. Like we went through that crazy, everyone was buying stuff.
Called a boom.
Yeah, the boom, right? So now we're going through the not so boom. So we're heading on that trajectory of
it's called doom.
Things aren't snapped up. Yeah, so we're being tested right now to hold faith. And trust me when I say it's about, we don't want to cling on to, oh my God, has it sold yet? Checking it, everything, and, sending out that doubt. We have to sit back in that place of, I know it's selling. I know there's somebody coming along and I'm fine with that and I surrender it. All right. Because seriously, that's how it works. We had one motorhome, 2 cars for sale. And, and like Andrew, because he's a bit ADHD, and he's like, they haven't sold yet 3 days after they were listed. I'm like, honey, it's not the market it was 6 months ago. It's the right person needs to come along and everything needs to align. So we have to trust that. So we just totally, for me, totally surrendered, let go. I just, envision the right people coming along. So far the motorhome sold and one of the cars. And the last one I surrendered, and I was, as much as it's like, yeah, you do want to get rid of it because you're already moved on. But it's just reminding to surrender and go, the right person will come along. I've got 2 guys there now that have sort of come in with low ball offers. And I'm like, I'm going to sit for a bit. There's no hurry, there's no hurry. I've set the amount I want. That person will come in. So definitely surrender is really powerful right now to, whether it's anything that happens. And timing, allowing the right timing.
Okay. Yeah, no, I agree that. And the other thing, like that is, and it's hard to do that, to sit on your hands and not, get a little bit anxious or a little bit frustrated as well. As you're saying, Tonia, eventually. But Rach, don't forget now, I just heard on the news, you guys would have heard all this as well. They're actually got the home buyers grant, the new home buyers grant coming back out, and they're making it easier for people to buy their first property again. So you never know, Rach, that once that a little bit of confidence goes into that bit of the marketplace, then things will come up again. So yeah, that was, yep.
So it really is about that. Do not buy into that. When that anxiety or that I need this to happen comes in, just breathe through it and go, no, put it aside. I know that it's going to happen, and really connect with that knowing. And as soon as you do, you watch, then things start to move.
Yep, absolutely. I love it. You listen to all the spiritual advice you can get at the moment, Rachel. Soak it up like a spiritual sponge, and then let it go. Let it go. That's what you've got to do. Hey, Pete, happy birthday, my young friend. He turned 60 years young this month. Happy birthday, mate. Very, very happy birthday. And he just says, apologies before. He was on the phone. I'm the studio manager for Kylie's tattoo. I'm transitioning long service leave, leading into retirement. Well, not really. Kicking the afterburn and heading into a new phase of life. Oh, Pete, how exciting, mate. That is. Look, talk about Tonia Reeves. We've been saying for this whole year, everybody that's on this feed, all of us have been saying this. This is a time for change and moving into the place that you want to be, things that will fulfill you and things like that. Pete comes along, not only keeps time most weeks, does that fantastically, right? He won't be giving up that job, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just tell you that. But the thing is, he's moved into something totally different to what he's used to. He's not in the courts anymore. And going to this, Pete, tell me, on a scale of 1 to 10, you said you're very excited. How do you feel for making that change? That's not an overnight decision. Do you wish you would have? Here you go. This is always a good question. Do you wish you would have done it sooner, or do you think the timing was right now? And if you had never changed, where would you be in 3 years' time? Boom. 3 good questions. Bang. But I'm very happy for you. Happy birthday, mate. Good news.
It's good news. That is really good news. And, and it's exciting. And I think if you look at it like that, the way Peter's put that, very exciting. That's great, and knowing that it's the perfect time and that you're embracing the next phase of life, which is pretty cool.
It is. It's really, really exciting.
Good night, because they've got Lloyd's op tomorrow. So we're all sending you lots of healing vibes, Kathy and Lloyd, tomorrow, to come out feeling fine, not having to use your walker anymore, and for a really great outcome. So we're sending lots of vibes and love your way.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, wishing you all the best. That's it. You guys have been through a lot in the last 12 months from a medical perspective. So yeah, we're going to keep on doing what we do best. You guys are superstars. Tell him we all said hello. Yeah, absolutely. And Rachel, yeah, absolutely. That's what this community is all about. So helping out and yeah, just saying how it is.
this, and I love it. See, you're working your jobs and you're just getting on with life. Love it, Rach. You've got this.
Yep. And then Pete says, he goes, no, I love my work. But after 41 years, time for a change. Working in mental health field, Tone, love it. That is beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful. Now, ladies and gents, I forgot to tell you, Tone, I've got to go early because I've got to go to my dentist appointment. So I'm going to have to sign off really soon. You would have liked to have known this before we jumped on. I get that.
We know we're starting to get a bit of a theme happening here, Tony. You're deserting us in our hour of need.
No. But I was just going to say, I'm going to have to jet. But there's, we can all jet if we want. I mean, like, we'll just have to wrap it up. So I don't know. Do you want to wrap it up now? How do you feel?
Easy, whatever you like. I like Monica. See, maybe I thought it was a turtleneck because I've forgotten what cold weather clothes look like.
It looks like that, and that's just when I came in. Look at Jen. She goes, "Oh, really? Seriously? Come on, Jen. I've got to." I don't look.
We've missed you for 2 weeks, Tony. We're not letting you get off lightly. Like
I know.
We have had to do 2 weeks with no Tony. Now he's leaving us early. So
it's not really early. It's early-ish. There's a difference.
It's only, so you're only probably 5 minutes. Yeah, we're really close to
really.
And Pete's gone like, you know what? Percentage of minutes early, that's one for the books.
Yeah, look, Pete, sometimes, we're going to bank that in the book, you know what I'm saying? So when we overtime one day, boom, I still got 5 minutes there, It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yes, I love Jen's comment.
Tell your teeth, man. I know, Jen, but do you know what I don't want to do? I don't want to piss off the dentist. I don't want to get there late because I know what it's like.
No,
when people
do not.
rock up late, and it just screws your day because that first person comes in 5, and then that compounds. You know what it's like being a hairdresser, Tonya? It just compounds, and the next thing you know, you're 30 minutes at the end of the day still overtime.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes. I hate the dentist. Anything to avoid. I know, Jen. I like this dentist. He's really super cool. He's good. Guys, I'm going to love you and leave you. For all of you, thanks so much. Really interesting conversations today. We talked a little bit about ADHD. We talked about stepping into what we want to for this year, which is a really positive thing. Absolutely love it. And had some great shares and also some great advice and some strategies. So thank you so much. Tonya, we're definitely here next week because I checked my calendar. I've got nothing on, so I'm good.
Well, I will be in Sydney next week. So next week is.
You will?
I'll be up, not far away. So that will be fun.
All right, cool. I'll chat to you later on today then because I forgot about that. But no, we're on to it.
That's right.
I know. All right, I know, Pete. I'm going to be late. Bye. See you later. Bye-bye.
For now, everyone. See you next week.